Yeah, that's our microphone. I can hear you, so I'm listening to it. Yeah, that way, as people join, they can hear everybody's.
I don't know. We had. Yeah.
Blame you. I don't blame you at all.
Just in case as people join, they can sort of hear people are talking. Because sometimes they might pick up, they might get there. I already talked to Kelly. Presentation she has. So all you gotta do is bounce back through her. If you want to put it in full screen, you can use this.
I like it.
It's all totally. All right, you're good to go.
Everybody, we can start in about 1 minute. We do have quorum. I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. I'm calling the meeting to order. 2:59 p.m. It's a little minute early today. Thank you to Bohart for taking attendance. Do you want to maybe do like a run through to see if you have everybody? You think we're good? All righty, wonderful. Well, thank you. Happy New Year, y'all.
Happy New Year.
Welcome to 2023. Although we're 10 days in, Staff Senate is on, I like to say, we're on day one for us in our general body meeting. So thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Really appreciate all of you today and always. So thanks for coming. We're going to do if you noticed, our agenda is a bit flipped today. We will be welcoming Provost Donna Arnett into our meeting. She had another engagement, so she'll be coming toward the end of our meeting. And so we're really excited to welcome her in and look forward to all the wonderful engagement and questions that you all will have for her. So we'll see her a little later on. We're going to ask for approval of our minutes.
Can I get a move to get a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Can we get a second?
Second,
I second the motion.
Kim Rose. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, minutes have been approved.
So minutes from December 2022 have been approved. A quick note on the minutes, it's just a simple, just want to make sure everybody knows when we send the minutes out, we send them through Teams. You all have access to the document because you're in our Teams channel. We don't want to forward that exact link out because if we forward it out and give people access, they can also go in and edit our minutes. So to make sure nobody accidentally edits them, and I know nobody would do it on purpose, so we just accidentally do things. If you could please, you can download it and send it to your constituents, or you can send them to our website for the minutes or agenda, okay? So if there's something you want to share, it's best to download and share it that way. We get the requests for people wanting access. That's kind of how we know if we forward it or not. And we don't accept the access because we want to make sure that we keep everything aligned in order. I know I've shared things before and I went back and it was gone. I was like, wait, where did my document go? So just to make sure that we're kind of keeping things in-house, if you could download, save, and then send it to your constituents or drive them to the website. We certainly are not hiding anything. We want people to be interested in our minutes. We want the review of minutes. We want the review of the agenda. Let's just make sure that we're downloading and forwarding that way. Any questions about that? I really appreciate you sharing it. The fact that we get the request means it's being shared, which is awesome. So thank you. Quorum's been established, minutes have been approved. I think it's time for my January president's report. So I've been having fun with the decorations for these reports. I get January, February. After April, I can't promise anything, okay? But I can do something for February and March. But happy January, welcome. Here's my president's report. More than me just doing this, I also want to encourage you to share this report. Rip out the words, put it in how you want to say it. It's for you to share with your constituents. Please feel free to share it and we'll provide it later on this week or probably tomorrow for you. So the key word right now for January is going to be membership. Membership is the driving force of Staff Senate. I know I say committees, but without membership, we don't have committees. We need people to be in Staff Senate. We want Staff Senate to keep going. So you'll receive this week a link that is going to be a link to a Teams form. And the form, you'll be able, I think it's called forms, I think. You'll be able to indicate whether you plan to, we'll let you know what your status is. So if you are, and Kelly will probably talk a little bit more about this later, but I'll give you a brief overview. If you have served a 2-year term, you're welcome to return. However, you have to run again and be voted upon, okay? There are a few of you that if you ran last year, and I'm not picking on you, but Jessica Freed comes to mind. She ran for her position last year, so she would not be up for a vote again until 2024, okay? So we'll let you know where you are. We encourage you to stick with us. If you find somebody else that you wanna encourage to run, but please, we just wanna make sure that you remain engaged. We enjoy working with all of you. So you'll be seeing that soon, and so make sure you complete that. You also are all qualified to run for executive committee. So if you are a current senator and you see what we do and you were so excited to do it, and we are so excited to have you, we're having a meeting on January 23rd. Kelly, is that right? 26. See, that's my kid. We're having a meeting on January 26th, and during that time, we will all, the executive committee will be there, and we will all have a orientation of sorts to talk about our various positions and our various roles and what to expect. Tyson Lusk is your 2023-2024 president-elect, so that position is not open. However, the 2024-2025 president-elect position, also known as the vice president, is open, as well as the treasurer role, which Bridget Leslie currently has held since our inception. I think you have, am I right? Our parliamentarian, Tyson was once that, it's now Bo, and our secretary, Catherine Hilson, and before that, it was Andrew Hutley. So if any of those roles interest you, head out, come over to our, and it's gonna be through Teams, our informational meeting. I'm sure we're all willing to talk to you on the side if you have any more questions of how we felt about things, but we really encourage you to run. I'm gonna give a shameless plug. It's a wonderful way to hone your leadership skills if you are interested in, you don't even have to be particularly interested in higher ed, but just interested in seeing things being different. If you have a passion for UofSC, if you have a want to get to know more people and learn more business operations, then the Staff Senate Executive Committee is for you. So happy to talk to you more about it. And obviously that election process will be first. And Kelly will get more into that so that we can know what positions will be vacant, and then we can then fill our senator positions, okay? So yeah, a little bit to think about as you go through the next couple of days. Any questions on that? Kelly will get into the details of it. I'm just giving a little overview. So if you're academic staff, I know I just got an email. Provost Arnett is doing a Imagine Carolina for faculty and academic staff. However, we're also planning a Imagine Carolina with Carolina Gardy, Kim Pruitt, and Doug Foster, some other folks, Julian Williams. We're all on a committee to plan an Imagine Carolina for all USC staff. Okay, so that will include academic, non-academic staff, custodial staff, facility staff. Everybody will have an opportunity. And so I don't have a lot of detail. We had the first meeting yesterday. What we need from you is to, when we get the information, I'm going to push it out, encourage your coworkers, your colleagues to attend. There is consideration for, because it's a very open forum and it's meant to really get to the staff experience. We have taken into account, people may feel comfortable in some ways and not others. So we're thinking about all those things and how we can make the staff experience better. So more to come. Like I said, there is an Imagine Carolina for academic staff and deans that has been pushed out, and faculty and academic staff. But I want to make sure that you know that there is a forthcoming Imagine Carolina for all staff. Okay, so I don't have any details yet. We had our first meeting, but when I get them, I'll tell you. Megan.
Is this for the all staff? Is that like connected to that large search, or that large firm that helped student one, or is this just more internal?
I think it's going to be more internal, run by organization. Kim Pruitt's group, organizational, I guess, development. Yeah, that was discussed about the firm and using the firm and not using the firm. So I don't think at this point, but I'll let y'all know. Okay. But I want everybody to know that, because I want you to know that we are being considered and we are on everybody's minds. Okay. And if you have any suggestions that you would like for me to take back, or something that maybe I want to make sure they do this, please let me know. I'm happy to send those as well. This is a repeat slide. I think it's important to start off January with some goals. I won't say resolutions. I'm not a big resolutions person, but I do think we can set some goals. And just to keep it at the forefront of your mind, we are still planning on our inaugural Staff Senate awards rollout. We're still talking about our staff recognition opportunities. I'm excited about our Staff Senate scholarship and our fundraising opportunities. Membership. How can we get our colleagues involved? Comprehensive Staff Senate orientation meeting. Hosting a reception for executive leadership, still looking at that. Welcome back, Megan. I want to say welcome back to Megan, because Megan's been gone for a while. She'll be like, really? And I bring this up because with her, the committee that she and Janae chairs, we'll be getting back into the university parking this semester, get some updates on that. Really excited about a possible update on that Staff Senate ombuds. don't have anything for sure, professional development, and then the staff mentoring. So these things are still in our mind, and even though we haven't necessarily given full updates, just know that there are things turning in the background. And I can't share everything, but just know things are coming, and I think you're gonna be really excited about them. All right, and then just some upcoming dates and topics and speakers. We're not ending in April. I just didn't include May, June, July because we don't have anything yet. But as y'all know, we got Provost Arnett today. Next month, we are going to have I think we're going to have a deep dive membership kind of discussion and presentation. March, we have J. Rex Tolliver, who's our VP of Student Affairs. And then we have our president coming, President Alvarez. So some exciting things coming up this semester. Just a reminder. And then again, another reminder, if you haven't done so, the new year is a great way to remind your leadership of who you are, who we are, what we do, what we need from them, what we can give them, what they can give us. Again, this is a repeat slide, but I don't think we can say it enough. Repetition is important. So even as I'm repeating to you, it's okay to repeat it to your colleagues and your deans and your division heads about what we're doing and how they can help us advance the staff senate. I want to do a save the date. Again, this has been shared with everybody. We set this date, I think, back in June. We don't, if you're going to be coming back as a senator, I don't know if you'll need the whole day, but just for now, just please, if you plan to be there, we'd love to have you to, well, if you're coming back, that's a requirement that you're there. We want you to save the date and time. We'll have more details later, but I want to make sure we're continuing to push that out. That's been sent out already, but I want to remind everybody. And even as you're talking to people to take your place, or if you're not going to, just say, hey, this is the date too, in case you, okay, this is the date. Make sure you put this date in your calendar, okay? So I want to make sure that we remember it, June 22nd, that's a Thursday, I believe. I might be wrong, can't remember, it's Wednesday or Thursday, but just know it's 22nd. And please save that time block. That way, if we don't use the whole time, you get an extra piece of your day. So go ahead and save that for us. And I do want to do a couple welcomes. We have a special guest.
Let's do that.
We have two special guests. Okay, would you all like to, our senators who have brought the guests, would like to introduce them and have them say something, or want to just give them a nice welcome?
From pharmacy, I'm gonna let them introduce themselves.
Okay, introduce yourselves, please.
I'm Patrick Kennard. I am Student Services Program Coordinator in Experiential Education.
Okay, nice to see you. Thank you.
Jasmine Smith. I'm Technology Operations.
Well, welcome. Let's give them a welcome. Thank you, ladies, both for joining us today. You're welcome at any time to come to any meeting. You are a member of the Staff Senate, so anytime you want to show up or you have any ideas, please come and we'll welcome you. And also consider, if your opportunity allows, consider running for a senator position. Okay? Anything else that I missed? Anybody else? We're excited to have our visitors, and we're excited to have all of you back. I know I already gave Megan her shout out. Is anybody I'm forgetting about that hasn't been with us for a while? And if I forgot you, please forgive me. It's not intentional. We're happy to see y'all. So doesn't look like there is anybody. I'm looking around. I want to give everybody the opportunity. All right, so again, just thank you all for the opportunity to serve you. Next week, the president is having his investiture ceremony, and I'll be giving a minute, I think it's a minute and a half remarks on behalf of the Staff Senate. So we haven't had that opportunity in the past. Again, another place that we've been plugged in and included. So I think that's really important as we move forward. So just wanted to make y'all aware of that. And again, just Happy New Year, and I wish you all well, and I'll be sharing this PowerPoint a little later on. Any questions for me? All right, well, we're ready for our committee reports. I'm not going to call you all. I don't think anybody has. Oh, Kelly, you have an actual document. You want to go ahead and come forward? This is our membership report.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
So yes, as Rochelle just said, we are excited. The membership committee is working diligently to try and serve all of you and serve our staff members on our campus with trying to recruit individuals. And so I'm going to first start with our officer elections. I just want to kind of give you a timeline as to what it looks like. So in case you're interested in getting involved as an officer. So basically, starting on January 16th, we'll start taking nominations for open positions, and we will send you a notification when that is available, et cetera, for you to be able to start accessing if you want to nominate someone and or if you'd like to self-nominate. You can do either or of those. If you nominate someone, our membership committee will then reach out to those individuals and contact them to verify if they are interested in running for a position, and then encourage them to actually officially apply for the position. So that will occur. And then as mentioned earlier, on January 26th, we will actually have an information session. Each of the officers will provide kind of an overview of their roles and the responsibilities that they have in their positions, so that you better understand that. And outside of that time, we will try to record that and then make that available to all of you in case you're not able to attend it. At least then you can be able to listen to it and better understand that information. I do encourage you outside of that time though, is that if you are interested in one of these positions, that you please contact the current officers and just talk with them about it. You know, send them an email, maybe call them, maybe have coffee with them, whatever it may be. Treat them to something so that way you can learn a little bit more about the position and better understand it and what it's like to serve in that role. We should note that officers can serve 2 consecutive years, and then after that second consecutive year, they are not allowed to run again until they have a break. So unfortunately, that means that Bridget Leslie is going to be leaving us in that particular position. She's eligible to run for the other positions, but she won't be eligible to run for treasurer again because this is her second year running for that position. So we will have the VP position, as mentioned earlier, the secretary position, the treasurer position, and the parliamentarian position will be the 4 positions that will be open, that any of you as senators are eligible to run for, as long as you are in good standing. And what that just means is that you've attended meetings, not only the Senate body meetings, but also your committee meetings, et cetera. And you would then be eligible to be able to run for that. So just wanted to make sure that everyone was clarified about that. And again, that information session is on January 26th. It's from 3:30 p.m. until 4:30 p.m. and it will be on Teams. Jessica Mackey has already sent out the invitation to all of you via an appointment request. So if you are interested in it, just accept that appointment request and it'll be on your calendar. And you can be able to open up that Teams and be able to participate in that and be able to listen to that and be able to hear everything with that. But again, feel free to contact any of the officers and be able to, ask them questions, et cetera. Then you will see on there, February 20th will be, or February 16th will be the last day that you can nominate someone. And then February 20th will be the actual last date, the applications will be accepted for those positions. And then on March 7th, a slate of all the officers and possible officers will be presented to the executive board, executive committee, so that they're aware of all the different individuals who are running for those positions. And then on March 14th, the date that we have Rex Tolliver coming in to speak with us, each of those individuals who are running for a position will have the opportunity to come up here and be able to share to you all as senators why they want to run for that particular position. So if you're thinking about running, please make sure that you mark that date, that you are here for that meeting, so that you can be able to share kind of your reasoning as to what you're thinking about and why you want to be able to run for that particular position, so that all of us as senators can be able to have good information and be knowledgeable before we cast our votes. The voting will take place from March 15th to the 20th. And that will be an electronic system just like it was last year. So you'll be sent information on how to be able to submit your vote for the different positions. And then it will be tallied, and that will be tallied by the immediate past president, which is Shelley Dempsey. And then also she will also have 2 other individuals with her who are individuals who are not running for an officer position, who will assist her with doing the voting and the tallying of all the votes that will occur. And then So that, and then on, we will do runoff elections if they're needed. If we have a tie in any of the positions, we will do those runoff elections after the 21st, after they are tallied. I'll go from the 22nd to the 24th. And then on March 27th, we will notify the candidates of the election results. We will ask all those candidates to keep that information confidential until April 4th. That will actually be officially approved / verified by the executive committee of those individuals that have actually received those positions. And then on April 11th, we will actually do the notification to all of you as a Senate, in the Senate body meeting, the day we have our president coming to speak with us. And we will actually announce who are all our new officers for next year for the 2023-2024 year. And then also then on April 12th, we will do a notification out to the university to let everyone know within the university of those election results. So again, those are the officer elections and kind of the timeline for all of that. Again, any of you are eligible as long as, again, you're in good standing as a senator. You don't have to have been here a certain amount of time, et cetera. Even if you were appointed this year and you are serving in a role as a senator, you are still eligible to be able to apply if you want to be an officer. Any questions about that? Yes.
Just a quick question, since most of the Senate is coming up on the end of their 2-year terms, yeah, I assume if you are in that position and you run for one of these offices, then you don't have to run for election within your unit again?
Correct. Correct. Now, that does bring up a good point though, and that is we will, during the next meeting, talk more about the senator elections process, with that, if you want to run for an officer position, you might consider running for a senator position too, until we know that you've been elected to as an officer, and then we would remove you as a candidate for a senator position, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Because they overlap each other. So that's the reason why I would encourage you, if you are interested in running as a senator again, but also interested as an officer, that you run for both of them until we know if you've been elected. Any other questions about the officer elections?
Thank you, Kelly. This is great. Kelly and her team have worked tirelessly on this. And I just want to thank her. Thank you all for your work. And the bylaws committee have worked tirelessly in tandem with you to get through all of this. And so thank you to everybody. A small point of clarification. I know my sheet, the dates are a little different than what you have displayed. I just want to ensure that because I know once the paper is out, it's out. We're going to send out the updated dates. Mine has a little different dates, so like March.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's
Oh,
okay.
I think it was the wrong day during the week. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to.
They're based on the dates of when we have the meetings. So
Yeah, no worries at all. I just, if you're going to plan on like
Yeah.
telling people, we'll send this one out. Okay.
perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Shelley.
Oh, yes.
Add something. I would just add that for any of you that are on a committee and you see a chair that's working really hard, or if you're a chair that sees a committee member that's working really hard above and beyond, mention to them that they should run. That is something that I would have never considered, even putting my name in the hat, if several people hadn't said to me, hey, have you thought about doing this? And so sometimes we all need that extra nudge that others think we can do it too. So think in your mind, like, who have you seen rise to the top and put in a little bit more effort than maybe was required of a position, and just reach out to them, in person, by text, by email, and say, I just thought of you and want you to know that I think you'd be good at this. They don't have to do it, but make somebody's day. They'll feel good, and then they might do it, right? So thank you.
Absolutely.
Dawn Sellers had.
A couple other things just mentioned as with the senator election. So the process will begin, the application process, nomination process will start in March. So that's why I was saying that they kind of overlap each other. And then it will continue through into May. And so the elections themselves and the new senators will be announced on May 9th. And so at the next meeting in February, we'll give you another calendar that shows kind of the timeline for that, so that all of you are aware of that. But I did want to share with you a couple things. One is the membership committee is working with communications and committee, and we really appreciate their assistance with all of this because it won't be able to happen without all of your help too. But we also need all of you to help us, and that's to recruit new members for the Senate because as mentioned earlier, so many of us are rolling off, and if not everyone chooses to run again, that'll be a lot of kind of knowledge that's happening, et cetera, that's leaving. And we need to make sure that we are recruiting other staff members that we think would really help come in and bring, more energy and bring up, and help us move forward and continue the momentum that we have gained over these last 2 years. So there's a couple things. One is during the December meeting, the communications committee had shared some information and a link that you could be able to provide your story about why you've run, and they're probably going to talk a little bit more about that during their committee report, so I'm going to leave that to them. But we really want to know what your story is so that we can use it kind of in blurbs and things that we send out as teasers within the university to try and encourage people to run for the elections. So we're asking you for that. The second thing is we're looking for volunteers to serve on a panel to be able to run a panel in late February that will be similar to the panel that will do the information session for the officer elections. We are going to run one also for the senator elections. And so we're looking for senators who would be willing to serve on that panel. We want to make sure that we have people from all different areas that are represented, but that can be able to share their story about why they like being a senator, what's been fulfilling for them, et cetera. And so we want to be able to share that information. So if any of you are interested in that, if you can share that either with me or any of the members of the membership committee or the communications committee, just share that with us. We'd really appreciate that because we are looking for those individuals. And then finally, we will send out some information to all of you as senators that you can use almost like templates that you can use to recruit people, to send out emails to recruit people within your college/unit/division. And we hope that you will tailor it towards your own unit, college division, and be able to put that extra little twist that's from you because your constituents know you. And so if you can be able to share that with folks, we will have a series of different kinds of messages that we would like for you to send out to people within your units. That way it can help with that recruitment process overall. Any questions about, I know we're going to go into more detail during the next meeting in February, but about senator elections. Again, you'll be given information about who's up for re-election or whose term is up that would need to run again. And then for those individuals who ran last year and were elected last year in 2022, just to confirm that they would not need to run again for this term.
Juwan Sellers had something, Kelly, I think you had.
Oh, no.
You did?
No.
Okay. The only other things is I just wanted to share the other projects that our committee is working on is we've been working on onboarding for senators who get elected in the middle of a term, or not elected, but get appointed to fill up a vacancy. So we've been doing an onboarding process to try and help them with that because we've had, as some of you that are new that may have experienced that, we've been trying to make that a better experience to bring people on board with that. And we've also been doing an offboarding process too, because unfortunately senators do have to leave and leave to other opportunities, et cetera. So we've been trying to do a streamlining of our offboarding process so that makes it better for the senator and then also for the Senate. And we've also done a leave of absence process too. So for instance, as an example, Senator Poveromo, who is from UofSC Upstate, she is on maternity leave right now. By the way, she had twins.
Yes,
and everything was good. So yes. So we haven't seen pictures yet, but we're looking forward to that. So she was one of the first ones to do it. She did a leave of absence, which is a notification to the Senate, et cetera, so that the Senate would officially know of that absence time. And then finally, Senators Berry and Senator Milana are working on a mentorship program for those folks who do come in midstream, I guess that was what I would call it, who are filling a vacancy in order to try and connect them with other senators who are on the same committees that they are appointed to, so that they can help them with that transition into being a senator. And so more information will be coming to all of you about that, so that we can be able to help our senators who kind of do come in midstream, so that way they can feel more connected more quickly and really get oriented into their position. And that is it. Any questions for the membership committee? I just want to thank, 3 of them are right here in the middle section right there, Vanessa Berry and Carolyn Milana and Michelle Knight, and Carol Mitchell is not here, and Justin Griffiths is not here because they are remote. And then obviously Senator Poveromo too, because it's a busy time for all of us. And so just thank you all very much. And if y'all do have any questions, just come find me. Thanks.
Thank you, Kelly. We're just gonna follow the agenda as outlined, communications.
All right, so what Kelly said, thank you all. Well, first of all, Happy New Year again, everyone. Just a quick recap and update for communications. I don't see him here, but shout out to Antonio, just because he has been the one that's been providing the links that we're all able to. Absolutely. Yeah. You know, he's been providing those since the beginning, the IT support, so we really appreciate him for that. To that point, he has also been uploading those videos or the meetings to YouTube. And so if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so at your earliest convenience. It's I think if it's not linked on the site directly, then I'm actually going to throw it in the general channel when we leave here today. So that way you all can have direct access to that. So we would really appreciate that. One other thing, let's see. Also wanted to thank Levita as well for updating the website with all the agenda items. Fantastic. Then going back to the point from the last meeting's update for the email that Senator Bailey Peterson is still, okay, yeah, I just want to make sure. Yes, that Senator Bailey Peterson sent out. So for all the co-chairs, if you have not responded to her email about identifying a communications liaison within your group or within your committee, to please respond to her as well. And we'll definitely follow up with you all after this meeting, since we're all just returning. Let me see. I introduced Rob, who is not here at this meeting currently. He was out for personal reasons, but he's the newest committee member, and he's actually going to be, as I stated the last time, going to work with myself, Jason, and Craig on editing the featured staff videos that are going to go up, which we're hoping that the first one will be up by the time we meet again in February. So stay tuned for that. He also has CMS access, which is going to be vital because, as Kelly pointed out, we will be merging, or we'll be working together closely with the membership committee for the membership drive. So we'll be focusing on that in the next couple of, for the next couple of meetings, obviously. Craig met with Melissa Spring and Trey Gaines, who you all don't specifically know, but they are on board to assist with the upkeep and maintenance of the membership run, on the site. So we'll keep you all posted on that as well. And the last thing that I wanted to mention that Kelly also brought up was the QR code that was presented at the last meeting, which was just the 3 questions of your experience as a senator. So far we've received 7 responses, and that includes Rashandra. So I'm not excluding her, but I'm just like, but there's plenty of us. So if you haven't responded to that, that is already in the general channel, and that you can just click on and fill out at your earliest convenience. And I'll update you all with the next number at the next meeting. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. It is exciting to be back. So just wanted to share with staff policy and well-being. We have a couple big hitters of what we're going to be tackling this semester, parking being one of them. We finally have a meeting set up, with parking, and it's going to be later on in the semester, but we finally got the meeting, so we're really excited for that. We're going to work with exec committee on the staff ombuds person. We are going to be focusing with Senator Fay Hall on going into kind of the custodial maintenance and trade staff experience at UofSC, and potentially launching a survey. We will keep you updated on that as well. The classification and compensation study. As of January 1, adjustments have been made to any roles that in the new market needed to be brought up to the minimum. Emails went out last Friday to respective staff. And if staff come to you with any questions on that, please have them go to the classification and compensation website, but please have them talk with their HR representative and their supervisors. But all that information was communicated, and then phase 3 is going to be coming soon. So yes.
I'll just say, I don't think it all went out to supervisors necessarily.
Oh, not to
We were told
supervisors.
HR person, because the supervisors weren't looped in on that, or at least in our unit.
And the HR reps have limited information as well.
Yes.
So my suggestion would go to HR
Yeah.
Central.
Oh, go to, yes,
Yes.
HR, central HR.
It might be a good idea to go to your HR person and have the HR person contact central HR, because they are so
Swamped.
that they cannot answer everyone. But, yeah, no supervisors were included. HR people just got a spreadsheet. That's
Okay.
it.
So for those online, if you have any questions for staff, please connect to your respective HR person, and then they will also connect to any big questions to central HR accordingly. But that did happen at the start of the year. And then we are going to focus again on representation. So if you all know of any big searches, we still want to continue staff representation on committees. So please connect with Wright Culpepper or anyone on our committee about staff representation, especially if you know that there's big searches going on in your area without staff representation on it, because we want to make sure someone's there. But that's the basis
That's
for it.
good. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to reiterate. Oh, you got George? Okay. I wanted to reiterate what Megan said. That reminded me of something. If you find out about a search in your area, we've been slowly but steadily placing staff on. They've been included on a lot of the dean searches on the academic side, which yes, clap, that's huge. That's huge. We're clapping here today. I love it. But we want to ensure that we're not missing. So if you see something in an area, I've had someone call me recently and say, hey, they're doing this search for this role, and I'm interested in being a part. So if you see something in your area that's not necessarily academic based, but just a search committee that you're going to be a part of, let us know so we can try to advocate for you on behalf of Staff Senate. Bo's going to do the report for professional development on behalf of Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia's online. No report from the professional development. They did not meet in December, but they will be meeting in January. So
Okay, all right. Okay. Senator Fortune.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I want to be like the Baptist preacher and start talking before I get to the podium. And no offense to Baptist preachers, because you know my grandfather was one and I love him dearly. But so a quick update from community projects is first, thank you for all of your donations for the it came right at the perfect time in December where the shelves were bare, and it really means a lot to our staff and to our students to be able to receive those donations. And a few are still coming in right now, so that's important. So thank you. And I'm so proud to be a part of this group and for all the work that you continue to do to support that. As I've talked with our committee who are in the room and such a great team to work with, we are really focusing on enhancing and supporting things that currently exist in the campus community, but also in the Columbia community. And we'll be sharing more about those broader Columbia impacts in future meetings. But for the month of January, on behalf of Senator Anthony Morgan, who has been leading this, the Gamecock School Supply Drive to support students through the Student Success Center. I passed out a flyer as you were coming in, and so we'll be sending this out electronically as well. And so spread the word and help us fill the bus, as they would say. And so we look forward to that being another successful project for us. As we move forward into the spring semester, or further into the spring semester, we'll be coming back to talk more about Give It Up for Good and all the things that we have coming for the spring. And again, we're going to try and focus more on a broader Columbia community impact project for fall, but more of these enhancing things for spring. I know that was quick, but we love you. Keep the donations and support coming.
Thank you, Joe.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Want to let you know about the bylaws committee. We actually met, we had a request from the membership committee about some language in the bylaws. They had a proposal. We actually reviewed it, and we added some language to it as well. And that's for clarity. There was a lot of conversation about the terms of senators, at-large senators. And so for any of you out there, if you find anything in the bylaws and it's a little confusing and you're not quite certain what that means or what that could mean, just let us know. From the proposal from the membership committee, we, as the bylaws committee, unanimously approved them. The next step would be that they would go to the executive committee. Thank you.
Thank you. I see Senator Burkett here for staff awards. I don't know if there's any update at this time. I'm gonna open it up to no update at this time. And then I have our ad hoc Laura Murphy. Do you have any update at this time?
I just want to quick, we did not meet in December, and I'm working hopefully schedule a meeting December and January are crazy for me in development, but just we've had 5 staff senators donate to our funds.
Welcome more.
Yes, that is what I want to say. I was just going to give you, we currently have $158 in our fund, and we have payroll deductions that have been committed from January through December of 2023 that will total just over 1,000. So that would put us right close to 1,200. So
And that's just with 5.
That's just with 5
people. So
no amount is too small.
No.
So
awesome work. Thank you, Lauren Murphy. We appreciate that. Those are opportunities to get involved. Again, on our ad hoc committees, on our committees, our main committees. We have another ad hoc. We haven't, I'll get with Bailey. Bailey Peterson has graciously agreed to chair another committee that we're looking at, sort of staff senate, what's the word for it, as how we're allocating staff senator seats. So I know Kelly has agreed to work with her, but Bailey has agreed to chair, and we'll get more information as time moves forward. Are there any questions about anything that I may have forgotten to mention today that could be important to talk about? Make sure I allow time. I just want to say that you all have done an amazing, I mean, as I hear the committee reports, I'm just overjoyed that the work that's going on behind the scenes is immense. And again, just these are not a part of our primary roles, and you all are doing an amazing job. So thank you so much. So I got a text from Jessica about our guest. Dr. Arnett will not be able to join us today. Unfortunately, I think she ended up having a meeting that ran a little longer than she thought. So you get some extra time back in your day, actually. Unless y'all want to have I'll get some extra time back in your day. So yes, so we're going to move to adjourn.
Get a motion to adjourn? Motion. carries.
Motion to
We have a
adjourn
Second.
and a second. All right, so we've had a motion and a second to adjourn.
All in
Adjourn.
favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
I don't think anybody opposes. Meeting adjourned.
Okay.